For those of you who are old and masturbating, I am sorry to tell you this. This is one video that is going to impact your life very positively as far as reproductive health is concerned. I know with this caption, a lot of people will be wondering, what is bad in somebody who is old masturbating? By the end of this video, you will be making informed choices. Your knowledge would have been updated to a level where your decisions you are responsible for. I am Dr. David Ayim. I am in Bamenda, Cameroon. I am your midwife. I am your reproductive health expert. I am your counselor, reproductive health counselor. And, however you can put it. But remember, I have chosen to be the person to coordinate the understanding of, issues relating to reproductive health, sexual and reproductive health. If you have not been with this channel, Dr. David Reproductive Health, please subscribe now, like and share. Always make your comments. Your comments can encourage us a great deal. Thank you. At the end of the program, I'm going to give you my contact, WhatsApp contact, so you can write to me. We can chat one-on-one regarding your issue. If it has to do with reproductive health, if it has to do with marital relationship, if it has to do with sexuality. Okay. Now, you can write to me. You can leave even a voicemail, but not call. Please, some people still insist calling. And most of the time when you are recording like this video, people struggle to be calling. We say just leave the voicemail because we're busy all the time. But we'll certainly come to it and respond to you. All right. Let me go straight to this very sensitive topic. What are the effects of masturbation in old age? Now, which age is old? I want to draw your attention that a lot of young men who are above 40 see themselves as young. It is a mistake. I am drawing my attention here to anybody above 40, a man. Especially those that have been sexually active. It doesn't mean that those who have not been sexually active are not there. But I say especially. So, if you are 40 years, if you're 45 years, if you're 50 years, if you are 60 years, 70, 80, I am talking about you. And the video I'm putting up now, testimonies and experiences have been shared by people of that age. We say even as low as 40 years, we already consider you as old, yeah. So those of you who are even 60 and you keep feeling like, now I'm youth, I'm young, I'm this, look at the risk you face here. There is something in the introduction like this that I want to draw our attention for. Masturbating is what we refer to as self-gratification. Having sex with oneself. Stimulating your own self, trying to derive some pleasure sexually by yourself, by touching parts of your body or using some object to yourself, not having to do with an opposite sex. If you do that and feel sexually satisfied, gratified, then you have masturbated. I think we have discussed this topic of masturbation before. The angle I'm going to it now is different. Masturbation here is far more than just, a mere physical act. It is exploration of one's inner desires. I want to tell you that as a man grows old, maybe from 40 to 50, from 50 to 60, he's aging. There are certain natural changes that take place in the body, certain biological changes that take place in the body. One, hormonal shift. Levels of certain hormones, especially relating to the reproductive system, do not remain the same. I am coming. Now, there is altered physical sensitivity. As a man is growing old, some physical sensitive areas do not remain as sensitive as they have been when you were younger. I hope you pick that point. As you are getting old, you are also experiencing some of such a reduction in physical sensitivity. Number 3, evolving rhythms of desires, especially relating to sex. Sexual desires begin to fluctuate. There are times when, as the person is growing old, it completely loses libido, sexual desires. And sometimes it comes like a small climax and then fall. And they seem not to even have interest. Ladies and gentlemen, a certain discussion I have personally had with older men, especially those up to 60, 70, have really given us an insight. Will you believe that me, apart from reading from books, have also carried out research in our community just by discussing with? And I must tell you, at one time in my own village, my native village is Awing Santa subdivision. Okay, in Bamenda here, in Cameroon. Now, what did I discover at one time? That I decided to use just this topic and ask a few questions. When you approach an old man, introduce yourself, and they are very confident that they can share very intimate or private issues with you so that you could be of help to them. You could counsel them. You could give them different options and advise them on what it is best. They can open up easily. Can you imagine that within 2 days I spent in the village? The first day I didn't even go for that purpose. But as I met a group of older men, about 7 of them, and they brought up a topic relating to masturbation and then the fact that there is low desires and the risk of them suffering from prostate enlargement, prostate cancer. I decided to bring these questions. Surprisingly, out of these 7, if not 8 of them that were there, only 1 has not been used to masturbating. The rest say, sir, whatever you're saying, I masturbate at least 2-3 times per week. That is why you see me strong. And I was surprised, me. And I was standing there as a reproductive health expert. But these are practical experiences from these people. I don't know what your own experience is. I say, surprisingly, about 8 men, only 1 finally looked at them. They say, how did you even start that? I've never been used to it. And the other ones, they were like laughing at him and then telling, some will even say, you see how you look weak, or you see how you look this. They were trying to mock him. And I took interest in that. These fathers gave me several experiences. Now, this is why this video has come up. When people are getting old, there are several changes that take place in the system. Now, the levels of testosterone and estrogen, they drop. This is fast telling us why sexual desire, why, libido, sensitivity, feeling, emotional kind of love feeling, they begin to tire down as they grow old. Yet, every man wishes to be sexually gratified. This is one of the discoveries. Every man, no matter how old, no matter how weak he's becoming, he desires that he should be loved, and then in fact he should be satisfied sexually. It desires that certain how do I even put it? Certain pleasures should be optimum in his life. Now, regular self-pleasure keeps a man healthy. That is why most of the time they find something they can involve in, for self-pleasure. But this self-pleasure, a lot of people do not verbalize. They do not communicate. They don't speak. But they doing them most of the time in hiding. But they are good. A typical example is this masturbation. A lot of them, as they are growing old, they take it as personal decisions and even hide. They don't let any other person hear. And many of them tell us, which in my studies have proven all true, in that such pleasures relating to sex, they keep them healthy. They stimulate blood flow through the genitals. Okay? They also prevent prostate enlargement. They prevent prostate cancers. Many of these men are vulnerable for many reasons. See why a lot of men growing old, they get vulnerable to prostate enlargement. They get at risk, the risk of developing prostate problems increase. A lot of them are diagnosed of prostate cancer. A lot of them die every year of prostate cancer. Now, we saw, and through many experiences, good reasons to bring this. Remember, a lot of them, as they are getting old, are even more vulnerable because of many reasons. One, many now live alone. Some are even living alone, not because they are not married. Some are living alone maybe because the wife sees herself now as a grandmom. A lot of their children have also gotten married and have children. Maybe the wife has gone for a mugu. That's how Nigerians call it. In Cameroon, yeah, and they don't even know what name, but they just call it Bon House. They're mourning. They go to Bon House and then just stay there. What about those who travel abroad? A lot of women and mothers in my community are not only out of the village, in other towns, some of them are out of the country. Their children, their sons, their daughters, take them off even to America. The poor pa is there. Is he having sex again? Has anybody thought about the consequences on the health of their father? Very soon they start moving father from one hospital to the other. Oh my God. And a lot of these fathers end up dying of prostate cancer. Now, it is not only being left alone, like some of them live alone. Some are widowers. Yes, that's number two. A lot of them getting old like that have lost their wives and they don't feel worthy even getting married again. They are really prone, they are really vulnerable, they are really at risk of prostate problems because they are not having regular sexual activity. Some of them, their partners are no longer interested in sex. Some of the women are still there with their husbands. If husband even mention, they will insult. They say, hey, just stop, don't forget that. I'm not a child. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I am not interested in making something that is paining me. I'm not there. But they don't even think of the consequence in the poor man. Now, some of them are vulnerable because of what? The prostate gland is at risk of enlargement, is at risk of cancer because of no activity, less activity. Remember, the process of sex or self-gratification, self-pleasure, keep this organ active. Remember, during ejaculation, during orgasm too, because these two always happen simultaneously. You see, during that orgasm, the whole body seems to contract, including the tissues of this gland. They seem to contract, generalized smooth muscle contraction to eject. This greatly frees the man from certain risk of accumulations. This greatly prevents cancer of the prostate, prevents prostate enlargement. Do we really think about our people getting aging? Sometimes you find that man still around 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, and he faces all of this. My dear, science has surprisingly proven that a lot of these men, those who are knowledgeable, practice self-sex gratification. So they masturbate like 2-3 times on weekly basis. That keeps them very healthy, very far from prostate enlargement, very far from prostate cancer. We are talking about masturbation in moderation, because whoever also exaggerates masturbation can plunge into the very negative, dangerous effects of addiction, of dependency, of other troubles that relate to masturbation. But I tell you, my dear brother, when a man is aging, if the man is not very comfortable, not having a comfortable sexual relationship with a woman he loves, and then having sex regularly, then he has to masturbate regularly to keep fit. To keep fit. This has been proven. I don't want to bring research results, research findings, but they're everywhere. You read them everywhere. You find that those that are aging and involved in masturbation have, they live longer, stronger, healthier than those that have not been involved in any form of this stimulation and sexual gratification. Yet, they go for months, years, without sex. The consequence is terrible. Thank you for watching this video. The contacts: 694-353141. If you are not in Cameroon, always start with +237. Please, only messages or voice mail. Thank you. Have a blessed day.